I can't tell you the number of times people have told me, you know what, Betsy, I would really like to enforce this rule, but here's the thing. I've let it slide for this long. I can't possibly go back now and start enforcing the rules. I'm just going to have to live with the way things are. Untrue, my friend. You can at any time hit reset and start enforcing a rule or boundary. It's how you do it that matters most. And I want to lead with this idea of what we permit, we promote. So what we permit, we promote. What we allow, we unintentionally encourage. For example, if you were to ask any coach, do you encourage student athletes being late to practice? They'd say no. And yet here's how it shows up. Let's say one day a student athlete arrives just as warm-ups are beginning. Nothing said. A few days later, another student athlete comes in, this time near the end of warm-ups. Nothing said. And then a day after that, a student athlete comes into practice after warm-ups have finished, right as the team's huddling up for the pre-practice talk. By now, coaches had it, everybody on the baseline. Student athletes who are routinely on time are frustrated that the rules weren't enforced earlier. Student athletes that just a day ago were permitted to come in a little bit late are suddenly confused as to why the hammers drop now. So what we permit, we promote. What we've permitted, people being a little bit late, we've promoted as it's okay to be a little bit late. So how do we work through the reset? I'm going to share with you an active communication technique that I call the 4 R's. And this is how we can hit reset and start enforcing the rules even after we've let them slip and slide. The 4 R's stand for recognize, restate, restart, reinforce. So recognize, restate, restart, reinforce. Let's use that example of being late to practice. Recognize is going to mean I as an individual am going to own publicly and recognize my contribution to the issue or behavior getting to the point that it has. So that example of being late, I would say something like, I recognize that up until this point, I've allowed people to be a little bit late, and that's on me. So I'm going to make that public declaration recognizing my contribution to the issue. After recognize comes restate. So I'm going to restate the purpose behind the rule that I'm about to set. Restate in the context of being late could look like this. We've agreed that as a team, timeliness is important to us. We understand that we can't work together until we're all in the same place. So it's important for us to be on time. So we've gone through recognize, restate. The next part is restart. And restart is going to begin with this phrase, from this point on, whenever someone is late, and then insert whatever consequence you are prepared to reinforce. So from this point on, so I'm setting a boundary, from this point on, insert whatever the behavior is you don't want to see, and then insert whatever the consequence is. And then number 4 is reinforce. And this is so crucial. Reinforce, every time it happens, the consequence that you have stated for the behavior that you don't want to see. I promise you, and every parent knows this, I promise you, individuals will not remember how often you enforce the rules. They will absolutely remember the one time that you didn't. So recognize, restate, restart, reinforce. This is how you can hit reset and begin enforcing the rules or boundaries regardless of how long you've let them slip or slide.